my name's Kel Thompson, and tonight we're in Old School Square at the Crest Theater in Delray Beach, Florida, and we are here to see the first screening of Infidel, a film written and directed by George Montero, and we're going to get to speak with the actors, the actresses, and the producers that have been working so hard to make this film happen. Okay, we are here with writer and director George Montero. Now tell me, how long has this been in progress?
This film has actually been started from a concept only about 6 months ago. I've been working on a number of other projects, but this one just kind of took on a life of its own. I shared it with a few people. They loved it. Rose Warner produced it. All the actors volunteered their time. I mean, this is basically a no-budget film that has the production values of a Hollywood feature. We have probably 150 extras. We got a lot of cooperation from a church in Plantation. They provided the facilities and all the extras. So it's just been a real cool compilation of a lot of people's energies and efforts. So 6 months is an incredibly fast turnaround. I think it's almost unheard of. I just finished editing it about 3 hours ago. You know, sometimes a project just takes on a life of its own, and you're just holding on for the ride. And so I'm really excited about it, and I think the viewers will be too. It's a little bit different. We call it a psycho-spiritual drama, a psycho-spiritual thriller. Is that a new category? I think it is. I don't think I've heard of any, but you know, with all of the, on a serious note, with all of the you know, tragedies, theater shootings and church shootings and grade school shootings, I addressed this from a positive perspective. You know, that you know, there is a silver lining. You know, as tragic as those events are, there's still hope at the end of the tunnel. Very good. Now tell me, how did the concept arise? So you are the writer, so how did the concept come about? The concept came from a story I heard years ago. I believe it was in a sermon about a terrorist who walked into a church and started firing and said anybody who's not a Christian is free to leave. And the story stuck with me, and then I heard the story again six or 8 months ago, and I said, you know, with all these shootings, maybe there's a topic there. And so you're saying it was based on a true story? It's based on a true story. I think this happened maybe during World War II in Russia or Germany or something. And so, you know, I played on that idea. I took it in a bit of a different direction, but basically it started with that premise. You know, what would you do in a situation where you were given the choice between your life and your soul? And that's a tough choice. That's a tough choice. I don't even know at this point which one I would choose if I was faced with that question. Luckily, I wrote it. It hasn't happened to me, but. Now tell me about your distribution. What are your plans for the film? And we're going to go the film festival circuit, but we're looking for different options. The goal here is to reach people who may have preconceptions about different beliefs and faiths, and how is that relevant to them? And so I want to get it into a general distribution, because it's not a churchy film. It leaves no toe unstepped on, I say, as I put it. And so, yeah, but it gets you thinking about matters of eternal significance. Basically. Very good. Eternal significance. Well, thank you very much for taking a minute to speak with us. Thank you very much. Okay, we're here with Frank McKinney, who played
the man, the Maverick.
The Maverick.
The Jesus.
Jesus. Tell me about that. Is this your first time being Jesus?
Oh, I tell you, you can play about any role, but try to fill the shoes of Jesus around Christmas time. So I think the way that George wrote the script, it was, even though it's a short, the film itself, very challenging to make sure that, I mean, that's just a tall order to try to play Jesus. But
what kind of, as a Catholic, you've been researching the role your entire life?
That's very well put. Yes, I've been researching the role my entire life. And when I got the call from Rose, actually the producer, to do it, I initially was going to say no. I mean, that's almost blasphemous for anybody to play that role. To me, I mean, I just thought that was and I thought, you know, let me read the script, and the script, the way it tests one's faith, as we will see tonight. What would you do if the gunman walks in and does what he does in that setting, in your place of worship. And with going on in the world with all these shootings, not just the school shooting, but everywhere else, I said I'm going to go ahead and give it a go.
So it's a message that you agreed with and thought needed to be heard.
The movie is by far and above bigger than any of us here, even the characters that we play. Really, isn't that true though? Isn't the message of Christ bigger than the figure of Christ? And it's true. That's what's endured, not the figure, but the message. It's begging to be made into a full-length feature. I can tell you that right now.
That's what it sounds like, and you've got quite a turnout here.
We have 500 RSVPs.
And on top of that, tell me, you're raising money also for a charity.
Yeah, it's actually my charity. It's the Caring House Project Foundation. We're building our 19th and 20th self-sufficient village in Haiti right now. We've been there since 2003.
Let me just stop you there. Your 19th and 20th self-sufficient village in Haiti. Tell me, what does self-sufficient and village? Can you expound on that?
Self-sufficient means we build 50 houses, typically in a village. We build a school, a clinic, a community center, a church, renewable food, clean drinking water, sprinkle it with a little free enterprise so that when we're done with the infrastructure, with the building of almost like a campus, it's self-sufficient. And we've been successful 18 other times. In 2013, we're building 2 villages, a total of 150 houses. We'll touch, times 10, we'll touch 1,500 people. And so with the movie, we wanted to pick a charity, or actually George and Rose wanted to pick a charity, and they picked ours to benefit from some voluntary donations tonight. The cool thing is, I got to tell you, besides the villages, when we provide food in these villages, if somebody donates $20 tonight, that buys 200 meals in Haiti. 200 meals. 2-part protein, 1-part carbohydrate.
That's incredible. Yeah. Very, very Jesus-like. I really appreciate the work and taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you very much.
We're here with Arturo Ferreira, and you play the...
Infidel.
Yeah, the Infidel.
Yeah, I play the title character, the gunman, the terrorist, the what have you.
Now, what is that like?
It was interesting. By the second day of shooting, I had this kind of weird experience. Like, going into it, you kind of research the role a little bit. You take a lot from different characters. I grew up on film, so like you learn a lot about different characters you want to incorporate, including the Immortal Joker by Heath Ledger, a couple other characters, and you try to become this horrible person with no regard for human life. And it was interesting because by the final day of shooting, it starts off, you start getting into the zone. By the end of it, you're pacing back and forth outside of this church filled with people, and you're really in the zone. And it's really tough to stay in character when you have everyone coming up saying, hey, great job, constantly. So I just kind of had to remove myself just to stay in character, sunglasses on the entire time. So it was a heck of an experience. The story was interesting. George was visionary when he wrote it. It's a very poignant and powerful kind of a theme where it's all about, if someone came up and held a gun to your head and said, your faith or your life, what would you decide? And it's, I think, a question that everybody may struggle with or wonder what they do. But at the end of the day, it's something I guess we all have to answer for ourselves.
Okay. We're here with Blazy Chivijan, and tell me about your role in Infidel.
I am the pregnant teenager, and I have a psychotic mother that is very angry with me for getting pregnant at such a young age, and she's not supportive at all. And so in this movie, this short film, I'm just, I stay back and I decide to do the right thing, and I'm gonna stick up for my faith, and my mother is not okay with that. And so she ends up leaving, and we have this strife between us throughout the whole thing. I am lucky enough not to have gone through, but girls all over the world do, so I had to put myself in their situations.
Are you excited about the screening tonight?
Oh yeah, I'm very excited. I've been looking forward to it, so.
Well, thank you for taking a second and speaking with us.
Of course, thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, we are here with Bob Cady, who is a personal friend of mine and kind of a client, too.
Yeah. Teach some acting classes in your great space there at America's Production Studio.
And we're glad to have you. Now tell me about your role here with the Infidel.
I was lucky enough to be involved behind the scenes, was a sound mixer on the set. It was a great experience, amazing cast. I saw you talking to Arturo, the Infidel himself, and great guy. Everybody was just delightful on this shoot, and so working behind the scenes was really a pleasure. I had a great time.
We're here with Fraser Nevins, and he was one of the directors of photography.
Yes, I'm excited to see the premiere of The Infidel tonight. It's going to be great.
Now you're in Key Largo?
Key Largo, Florida, yeah.
Very nice.
George and I have known each other for a long time now and worked together on different projects. And when he told me about the Infidel script, it was, and he sent it to me, I was going, okay, I'm in. It's going to be a great movie.
We're here with Armand Rios, the assistant director for Infidel. Tell me about your experience with Infidel.
It was very, very entertaining. It was very challenging. We had to do a lot of things in very small opportunity of time. We had the church. We had the different locations that we had to shoot inside the church, and the cast. So you're dealing with when people are available, when people are not available, and the fact that there's so many intricacies of the movie that need to be shot so the audience can see the full extent of the story.
I mean, I heard from concept to completion it was about 6 months.
Yes, that's actually funny enough. It started with a phone call. George called me one day and said, "Hey, what do you think about this?" and sent me an email. It was about 3 pages, and I couldn't put it down. It puts your faith in perspective, for lack of better terms. When you leave the film, you start asking yourself certain questions that bring out the honesty in yourself, in your faith, per se.
We just got out of Infidel, and the audience was blown away. If you want to check it out, go to infidelthemovie.net to find out when it might be screening at a film festival near you. I'm Kel Thompson. Thanks for tuning in.